An absolute win. Are you ready for a fall dessert that only takes one pan to make? Bourbon marinated pears roasted in a caramel cream sauce. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chronicles of Chef. I'm Scott Hamilton. Today we're gonna make a phenomenal dessert. Super easy to make. It takes one pan. We're gonna marinate some pears in some bourbon and some lemon juice and some brown sugar. We're gonna roast them off with some pecans, and then we're gonna hit with some cream to make kind of like a caramel sauce. Again, one pan, super easy to make. Serve it with some ice cream, serve it over cake, all sorts of things, or just eat it by itself because it is that good. Let's get cooking. All right, let's get marinating our pears for this whiskey marinated roasted pear dessert with a little lemon caramel cream sauce. Ooh, it's gonna be delicious. One pan, super good. First things first, we got to get to our pears. We are gonna peel our pears, and I'm using Boss pears. They are ideal for roasting. They're gonna be a little bit more firm. They will withstand kind of that heat. They have a good level of natural sweetness. So we're gonna be able to have all that delicious pear flavor. If you don't like pears, that's okay. You can always use an apple instead. An apple would be a great substitute for this dish. Take the top off. Go ahead and give ourselves a nice half. Now, there's a couple ways to cut. You can cut it in half again, and then cut it out. We want to leave it a little bit more whole. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give myself just a little wedge here, a little bit of a turn around in here. We really just want this center core out. So then after we've given ourselves some cuts, we can take a spoon in here and just be able to pop out that core. And that's really all we're looking for. That simple. I'm going to go ahead and throw these halves in a little bag. But again, we're going to cut here and here because I want that end out. And I'm just going to take my knife. And this is probably easier with a paring knife. For those of you who'd like to pop out a paring knife and do that, I'm only going to dirty one knife. So, we'll take our spoon, whoop, pop it out, come back in, scrape any of that extra stuff out of there we don't want. And that's that. Yep, throw that in there. Now double time. There's our pears. We are going to do fresh lemon juice, but I'm wanting to use the zest because obviously we're going to use as much as we possibly can. And zest just adds so much to desserts and in general. So I'm going to reserve the zest and then I'm going to put all the juice into this bag. So when you're zesting, you can go just straight down, or a lot of chefs and people will say that you want to curl it. And this is going to help keep the zest up top so that you can have more control of where the zest is going to go. When I'm going over like a big bowl or a big pan or like straight into something, I'll just go straight in. But when I'm trying to reserve this zest for later, I will do the whole fancy feeling of zesting out everything and make sure that it stays up here in my little microplane. And you don't want to go down too far. You want to make sure that we're just getting the bright yellow. As soon as you get into that white's going to be all pithy, and that's going to start getting bitter. And we don't want the bitter. We want the candy lemon, that sweet, beautiful like lemon without all the acidity. That's what's in all of this deliciousness. All right, scoopy scoop there. All right, and this we'll use for a garnish later. Now for our lemon, you can cut it in half, get a juicer straight through. I don't have a juicer right now, so we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the sides off, and it's going to kind of make this crazy square shape. But the reason why I love it is these are now super easy to squeeze all the juice out right into this right here. Yep. And then this guy, the beautiful thing about it, is you take it and you just kind of, you're wringing out a towel. Oh, I don't want you to see. Squeeze all that lemon juice down in there. If you have any paper cuts, you're gonna know now. All right, I deem that delicious and good. Other things that are going to go into this marinating portion, we have a 1/4 cup of bourbon. If you don't want to use bourbon, that's okay. Apple juice, especially if you do like a spiced apple cider or some sort of flavoring kind of deal, that's going to add tremendous flavor. It's going to be great. We're just going to pour that. 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I did pack the brown sugar when I did that. I have a 1/2 cup of walnuts that we're going to drop into here too. Those are going to cook with the pears. So we just want all of that fun deliciousness happening. Ooh, give this a nice little shake, little toss. We want to make sure everything gets to play with all those flavors. Now, really, you don't need to marinate this for very long, 10, 15 minutes, because then it's going to cook in all those juices and everything and all that marinade, so it's going to reduce down. But we just want some of that to start penetrating into the pears, and also the lemon juice is going to start to help break down and start to soften, almost kind of like a ceviche of our pears, which is going to help give us really good texture when we roast it. We don't want it to get mushy. All right, so, oh, I love it. Yes. All right, we're going to let this kind of hang out. I'll flip it every couple of minutes or so, but we're going to marinate this for about 10-15 minutes. All right, there's our oven. We're up to temp, preheated it to 425. I'm just going to take this and just pour everything out straight into the pan, no stressing, no fussing. And now we're going to make sure that we lay everything so that our cut side is down. And we just want to arrange these so that they're good contact with the bottom of the pan, have the nuts kind of out of the way. It's going to be a tight squeeze, and that's A-okay. We kind of want that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we got this all down. Give a little shaky shake. Make sure that we're good. I mean, look how beautiful and simple it already is. Oh, I love it. Now, tablespoon of butter is going to go right on top of each half a pear. There's that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take pumpkin spice, and we're just going to kind of do a dusting over the top twice. So my guess is probably 1 to 2 teaspoons total that we're going to use. We're just going to kind of go a little over the top. Little pumpkin spice seasoning blend. Has all those notes, all that fall, all coming through. Oh, it smells so good. Let's get this in the oven. All right, so oven's preset to 450. We're looking beautiful. We're not going to cover this because we want that caramelization, we want that roasting, and we want the liquid to start to reduce. We're going to throw that straight into the middle rack, and then we'll check on it in about 15 minutes. Let's see how it's doing. All right, it's been about 15 minutes. Let's give a look-sees. Oh, yeah. Look how beautiful. Where do we not burn over? There it is. Looking beautiful. We're starting to get a little tender. Oh, yeah. All that butter is melted down to deliciousness. So in about 10 minutes, we'll add our cream and be rocking and rolling. All right, we're getting some great bubbles and whatnot here. So we're just going to see. We are just on the verge of fork tender. The pear is barely holding on, but it slides right out. We've got a good firm texture, so we're going to pull these out now. This was about 20 minutes of cooking time. Let's get them all sauced up and back in the oven. So our pecans here are looking very kind of caramely and delicious. We're getting some good color on that. I'm loving, smells delicious. I'm loving that. So our pears, we've got a firm kind of push into it, but then it kind of holds just a little bit and then slides out. This is perfect. That's as soft as we want them for when we're adding our next steps. So we're going to go ahead and pour in, this is 3/4 cup cream. Oh yeah. And then another, so a total of 1.5 cups of cream. Then we're gonna add the rest of our brown sugar. We're just gonna kind of drop it over the top here. And this is, again, try to focus it more on top of the pears, because this is gonna give us like a really good caramelization kind of crust on top of the pears. It is gonna be so good. There we go. A little shaky shake of the hands. Again, just a little dusting of pumpkin spice. I don't want it like in your face pumpkin spice, everything. I just want kind of background notes of it. That's why just a little sprinkling over the top is going to be great. Now, looks a little crazy, and that's okay. We can give it a little mix if you want to. It's just that butter going to be separating and everything. Now we're going to get this back into the oven, keeping it at that 450 degrees, about 10-15 minutes. And really, we're just looking to reduce the cream and let it turn into a caramel sauce just by baking in the oven. So good. Let's go. All right. The color turned very Halloween-y on me here. It's like a black. I wonder if this is because of the brown sugar and the pumpkin spice coloring. But normally it's not this nice, light, delicious, or it's from the cast iron. I mean, it's very, very Halloween fitting. Oh, but it tastes so good. Pears. All right, we got a little more time that we can let this go. So we're gonna let this cook for probably another 5 or so minutes. And we'll see what this Halloween sauce really does for us. Let's try one of these pecans. I mean, sauce is scary looking. It tastes phenomenal though. All right, back to the oven. All right, it is bubbly, delicious goodness right now. Give it another little stir. I'm still very baffled by this color. I'm not necessarily like put off by it. It has like a purple hue to it. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It smells phenomenal. It doesn't smell burnt at all. I wonder if it's just the cast iron. Normally I do this in like a pie pan kind of a deal. Oh, that sauce is divine. Salted butter is key. I know a lot of baking you unsalted, but that salt and the salted butter in this just gives it just enough salt to help with everything. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do a little lemon zest. Boom, here you go. Delicious, everything you need. Oh, this is phenomenal. Let's get this on a small plate so we can try it all together. Let's go. All right, get ourselves a nice plate. I'm gonna take one of these beautiful guys here. We're gonna drop it right on there. Get some of the pecans in this sauce. A little more fresh lemon zest, a little pop color. Oh yeah. All right, we've got this all plated. It's looking beautiful. The sauce is still throwing me for a loop. If you know something that I don't know, let me know it down in the comments as to why it doesn't taste burnt at all, but it is that color. I'm just really baffled. I've made this dish multiple times. I've never had it come out this way. Oh yes, there was still texture with our pears. We don't want it just to be straight mush. We want it more forkish tender. So that was great. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything on this beautiful bite here. Yeah. The pear is just slightly al dente. It has the texture of a pear that's like almost too ripe. It's on the softening side, but it's not too soft. It has great texture, has great crunch, but it's nice and warm and it kind of melts away into your mouth. The pear is beautifully sweet. The pumpkin spice just kind of floats in the background. There's that woodiness and that oak, smoky kind of feeling from the bourbon. The lemon just makes it nice and bright. And then that cream is just buttery and nice and rich. The pecans do their job. They taste phenomenal. They're just crunchy enough. They're nice and sweet. Oh man, there is everything good about this dish. I am loving it. Oh man, that's good. Don't know why the sauce went dark to me. Don't really care because it's delicious. It gives a little bit more of a Halloween kind of vibe. But before we go, I have one more thing. Really, if you want to take this to the next level and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit more, hit this with a little bit of hot honey while it's warm so the honey can melt. We're not looking for a whole lot, but I think, come on, a little more than that. Oh, I guess I'm almost out of this hot. There we go. Just a little bit. And I think that's going to give this a little bit of a extra sweet. The honey's going to go with all these flavors. The honey is the move on that. I think the heat, the little bit of spice to go against the richness and the fattiness and the lemon and that bourbon, all those things, it's gonna be great. Oh yeah, adding hot honey is a win for sure. Not good. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you're gonna make this with apples or with pears, if you're gonna use bourbon or like a spiced apple cider or something. I wanna know. I wanna see what it's like. We'll see you next time. This is just an absolute win.